This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction after every single game. My name is Jonathan Shields. I will be with you for every single one of those Rays games, including frustrating ones like this one. The Rays fall to the Twins 4-2 in a game where I really thought they outplayed the Twins for the first 6 innings and should have been leading. And then, kind of things unraveled there on the first defensive error of this homestand, which has been kind of crazy to say. So in this one, we're going to talk about the win streak being over, how good Taj Bradley was despite his inability to get out the first inning without giving up runs. I mean, I really haven't seen a pitcher like that in my time. I mean, it's really interesting how good he is after the first inning and how poor he's been in the first inning. And then the one mistake in the field that doomed the Rays, and we're going to look ahead to see what they need to do to get a series win tomorrow. But we're going to talk about how the offense is just one hit away from breaking this game open.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So in the top of the first, Taj gets into issues. The bloop single is the one that kind of haunts you. It's like, it's on Correa and on the hands. It's a really good pitch by Taj. And it's like the first inning demons are just following him. And, they make Taj pay for it. And then the Rays immediately get a chance to tie the game. They have the ability to tie it right there. And then, Junior is well documented. Junior leads the majors in double plays. But, man, his double plays seem to be like soul crushing at times. And they always, at least half of them, come up in big spots like this. And this one was no different. And I really thought it was a big point of the game because the Rays could have immediately gotten that run right back, but they didn't. And then in the second, they get another runner to third with less than 2 outs. Can't get him home. And in the top of the second inning, it made the Junior play even worse because the Twins immediately make it 2-0 after the home run. And then Meisner walks Roy. Or they go, Aranda gets all the way to second, and then you get the kind of puzzling double steal there. That's like a Little League play. I don't love it. It doesn't work at the major league level. And especially you got to look at your personnel around the base paths. Like Carlos Correa is the best defensive shortstop in baseball. He has been for like a decade. And it's just not going to work on him. And I literally have down here, Joe did not have his best stuff. And the Rays didn't take advantage of it enough. He threw a bunch of balls. He was all over the zone. The Rays got a runner to third with less than 1 out a bunch of times. They just couldn't get it done. And then Aranda finally comes through in the fourth and makes it 2-1. And then just a cataclysmic error by Brandon Lau. And first error of the homestand. It was a tough hop on him, but man, that one was just soul crushing because of how good Taj has been to that point. And it was a really big credit to Taj for for keeping the game 3-2 because the Rays would come right back in the bottom of the 7th off a great base running by Cabby to make it 3-2. And then this is where we get to our turning point when Manny Rodriguez come in. And surprised that he came in to pitch his 4th game in 5 days.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
It was the Twins getting that run right back. And it's the Correa double. Maybe it's just me. He always seems to kill the Rays. Even when he was on the Astros. I remember the ALCS. He was just, I feel like a lot of time just torching the Rays. And then it was just kind of that chop single, not hard hit at all, just right between Lau and Aranda. And it was just like, the Rays fought so hard to make it 3-2. And I just really felt like it was a turning point to get it back to 2 with how good the Twins' last 2 guys in their bullpen are. So you look at the bottom of the 9th, and Aranda did provide a really good at bat against Yohan Duran. I thought Simpson did too. Simpson just looked a little off today. But again, even when he's a little off, he still provides just great at-bats. And then I split with Cabby teased us. I knew off the bat he was jammed. He didn't get enough. And BA said it. He was maybe an inch away from getting more to the barrel on that and hitting that one out. But look, I try to look more optimistic about this game because the Rays are still playing good baseball. And I don't want this loss to spiral. So, tomorrow's a sneaky big game because you don't want to go dip back under 500 before going to Houston for 4. And this homestand, on a positive note, get that series win tomorrow. And then you finish this homestand 7-3 or 7-2. That's just legendary stuff. So Regardless, they already clinched at least a 6-3 homestand, which is what I said they needed going into Houston for this 4-game set. But it would be really nice to pick up the series win tomorrow. So again, kind of the biggest storylines is the Rays just couldn't take advantage when they needed to. It literally felt like they were just one big hit away, one big moment away from making Joe Ryan pay for all of his mistakes. And you go to Ryan's stat line. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. But man, the Rays really made him work. Out of 88, 85 pitches, 52 were strikes. And I thought the first 4 innings was when the Rays could have got to him because he kind of settled in a little bit after that. These last 2 innings of work was pretty good out of Ryan. And then, I thought it was a really good job by Cabby. He just continues to, him and Taylor Walls both are such good base runners. And that's why it's so tough to, it's not tough. Why it's so crucial to be able to bring one of them off the bench like the Rays were able to do in the 9th inning. Again, I mean, the Rays, you can even argue in the bottom of the 9th inning, they were still just that one hit away from making things just a little bit extra interesting. So we're going to talk about Taj Bradley and how good he was and what the Rays need to do tomorrow to win the series right after this. This episode is brought to you by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for skilled trades. Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need to deliver fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. So if you guys are in the live, make sure you leave a comment. We will get to them at the end of the live as we always do. But now let's talk about Taj Bradley. Bradley, again, after a rough first inning, I think his 12 runs given up in 11 starts in the first inning. I mean, it's just like a house of horrors for him. But I mean, he's still 5 hits, 2 earned, 1 walked, 6 strikeouts. I mean, I thought he was really good, and he came up with some big spots. The 6th and 7th at the end of his outing, I thought he was better than he was in the 1st and 2nd. I mean, I'm really impressed with Taj Bradley recently, and it continues the streak of the Rays starting pitchers giving up. I mean, Bradley will give up 2 earned, but 3 runs or less now their last 7 starts, and that's all you can ask for an offense. I said yesterday, Taj Bradley needs to give the Rays a quality start. He gave the Rays a quality start, and the Rays offense, again, were just 1 hit away from really making kind of doing damage on that. So just losing this game puts the pressure on winning tomorrow just a little bit more. You don't want to end the homestand losing 2 in a row after it's been so good. So speaking of tomorrow, let's preview that game tomorrow. One more note on Taj Bradley. His curveball has been really good. I mean, he had a few pitches today where that thing got some just sick depth on it. I mean, he barely used it, but I think it was who got the hit? The leadoff hitter for them got a hit off got a hit of the curveball, and it made it. Guys were hitting like Ben Wortman numbers get it, like literally 0.95 against it. So I mean, that's how you know it's legit. So tomorrow, I mean, the Rays. I told you guys before they're going to face the Twins' two best pitchers, and they're going to face Pablo Lopez. Lopez 4-2 with a 2.3 ERA, 54 strikeouts, only 9 walks. So again, not a guy that walks a lot of people. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Only 3 home runs given up. So let's just look a little bit at his game log recently. He's allowed 6 runs in the month of April, and 4 of them gave him 1 start. In his last 2 starts, he went 6 scoreless against the Brewers, only giving up 2 hits. And his last time out, he only gave up 1 earned against the Royals. And the other start in May, he only gave up 1 run to Baltimore. The Giants were the one that touched him up for 4 runs, but that is the most he's given up. So the most runs he's given up in a game is 4. He has not given up 3 runs in a game. The rest has either been 1 or 2 runs. So I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League, and it feels like the Rays are just facing a gauntlet of these guys that continue. With Hunter Brown, they faced obviously Joe Ryan, and if you go back to Chris Bassett, I mean, you just keep going. I know I'm forgetting a guy that the Rays faced that were just that was just really, really, really good. And then you go against Drew Rasmussen, who's been the Rays' best pitcher this year. He's at a 2.6 ERA, 52 innings pitched. Again, him and Pablo Lopez have given up the same amount of hits, which is funny, but both was 40. Just 12 walks for Drew. And again, he's been really, really good lately. He has not a lot of runs his last 12 innings pitched. Both his last 2 outings gone six innings, 4 hits, 0 runs. I mean, he has just been as good as the Rays can ask for. Again, he has given up his ERA is 2.5 in May, and he's coming off 2 straight wins, as we talked about. So kind of a marquee starting pitching matchup in this one. So and then if you guys look at the schedule ahead for the Rays, they go to Houston for 4. Which is a tough spot. The Rays have historically, at least recently, not played well against Houston, and they're going to face Valdez and Brown again in that one. So Valdez has kind of killed the Rays, but I don't want to talk about the Houston series yet. But it just kind of reiterates the point I want to talk about of the Rays need to win this game tomorrow. So you go to Houston, and a split doesn't hurt you as much. You can still be above 500. But now let's get to the comments. If you guys are in the comments, make sure to leave one. As we go to Luke, he says, interesting decision to pitch Manny Rodriguez, 4th time in 5 days down a run. Would love to see Warzy or Uceta get that in. Got to find a way to win the series tomorrow. Yeah, and it was a lot of what I talked about a little bit earlier. And it was a little interesting as well. And you can maybe see the fatigue a little bit. But again, the hit that drove in the run, that was kind of a routine ground ball if it wasn't for the shift. But it was just, again, tough to give up that hit. And that's why it was a turning point for me. And then we'll go to Jack's takes. He says, well, nuts. After walking on iCloud, which feels like the whole familiar feeling again, got to come back strong tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. Tomorrow, is a sneaky big game, just as we've talked about for a multitude of reasons. As you don't want to end this homestand on, kind of a dire note. But the thing that this Rays offense has done is they've given me confidence that they can come back. And they did it twice against the Astros. They did it again today against the Twins. They've done it kind of throughout the season of, if they get down 2 runs early, it, isn't that in the world with this team, which is really good to see. As we go to Gary, he says, wonder if the play when Aranda was thrown out at home was designed or a base running error on his part. Cannot fault him for being aggressive, but Aranda's not exactly the fastest of Rays players. It was designed. It wasn't a base running error. That's why I say it's literally a little league play, because the little league teams do that. Is you draw the throw the second, you get the runner kind of to get him home from home, and the guy on first is designed to get in a pickle, because if the run scores before an out, the run still counts. So I don't love it, because you need to know your personnel who you're playing against. If it's like a non-strong fielding team, I like it a little bit more, but the Twins are really good in the field. So it is not the best. As Gary also says, the Rays acquired a new catcher. Yeah, we'll get into that. Kind of at a later time, as Ben Rorvett still started today. So until he's in the lineup, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but very encouraging the Rays addressing the problem. As we go to Nabalchi, I hope I'm saying that right. Can't complain too much about tonight's game. It's a good streak for us. It was. And that's why, again, it is kind of big for him to get out and get this win tomorrow, because 7-2 on his homestand is just so much nicer than going a potential 6-3. As we go to Gary again, he says, Jonathan, should MLB change the way playoff teams are seeded, with it being entirely by record? Thus, a team who's won the division should not be seeded higher than a wild card team with a better record. I know they're floating this around in football too. No, because I think if you win your division, you deserve to host a playoff series, or however they want to do it. And so in baseball and football too, but since this baseball show, I just want to talk about baseball, is it makes the division games matter more. It makes games against Boston, it makes games against New York, Baltimore, Toronto matter more, which it should. You play those teams more for a reason. So it is kind of the right idea in theory, Gary, but I value divisional games more than any other games. Like a divisional game in August is more important than playing like Cincinnati at the end of September. Obviously, unless there's like playoff implications on what game, and it should still be that. Like divisional games should reign king. So I don't think it's going to change anytime soon in baseball, but it is super interesting to think about. As Raul says, tomorrow's game has got to be a win if we're going to get the season turned around. I wouldn't say it's that dire of a win, because I think the Rays did a great job kind of turning their season around in this homestand. Just by, guys, let's go to the start of this homestand. the Rays coming off that loss to Miami were 21-25. Now they're 27-27. I mean, that is just that's turning around everything right there. So, winning tomorrow would be awfully sweet, especially with how good the Twins have been winning a series against one of the better teams in baseball. And look, I mean, maybe it's just me. I just feel like the Rays haven't played well in Houston in like forever. And the Rays will have the starting pitching advantage probably in the first two matchups in Houston. But, it makes, this the game tomorrow still even more big because I'm just traumatized from last season. The Rays just getting 500 under one game out and then back to 500. So I would just love for the Rays to get a little bit above 500 to give us some more breathing space. As Gabriel Cresco says, never take a winning streak for granted. That's a good point. I think us Rays fans know that, we haven't seen a winning streak that long in 2 years. So it was definitely did not take that winning streak for granted. And it was much needed. At probably the biggest time the Rays need a win streak the most. So if you guys are in the comments, make sure to leave a comment if you want it read as we wrap up here. But again, just the biggest takeaway I have from this game is just missed opportunities, the situational hitting and just all that stuff as well. It's just tough when the Rays got to such elite pitcher again and just couldn't capitalize. They did all the right things, but just couldn't get the one big hit. And Brandon Lau keeps really putting together some good at bats. He's been really good. As Jake Mag says, do you think Magnum plays tomorrow? I haven't heard any rumblings about that. It would be interesting to see who they would send down for him. We talked about it a lot. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if he was activated tomorrow, I know he's been in Durham for a little bit, but I would think they would save him for the Houston series. But again, I'm not sure. I would be looking forward to seeing that information, unless something was tweeted since I've started this live. Obviously, haven't been paying attention to Twitter or anything. Speaking of that, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. Again, very active over there, talking all things Rays. So unfortunately, the Rays can't come up with this one. But again, this is a more like we said, we had the optimistic loss the first game of the Marlins series, where it's really just like, the Rays are going to come back and be fine. I also think the Rays are going to come back and be fine in this one. There's no like optimistic loss, but it's not like the worst feeling in your mouth losing this game to a really good Twins team, but got to come out tomorrow and pick up a series win. So again, afternoon game tomorrow, everyone. Afternoon game, 1:10 start. It's going to be a hot one if you're heading to Steinbrenner. I also love the crowd really good at Steinbrenner. I wanted to shout them out today. They were really noticeable through the TV. But so again, if you guys made it all the way to the end, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching the replay, make sure to come over and join the live. Again, we'll be live probably around 4:15 tomorrow, hopefully after another Rays series win. So again, if you guys made it all the way in, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon.